What's up, guys? Today I want to talk about something I think is really important for your jiu-jitsu training, how to go about improving your techniques. So the first step is actually learning it, right? That's easy enough. So you need to learn the mechanics of it. You need to learn how to do it. And the way you do that is to do it on an unresisting opponent. So you figure out, okay, I need to place myself here, 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 and this is how it works. So you do that, you get it memorized at that basic level. The second step is to actually implement it in live rolling. So you start with lower skilled training partners and you move up to higher skilled training partners as you do this, right? I've talked about this in previous videos, but you want to start with doing it on white belts, or if you're an upper rank, you can do it on blue belts, and then work your way up. Apply it to more skilled training partners. The third thing you need to do is, as you're implementing it in live rolling, find out where, when, and why it fails. So you want to identify points of failure in your technique, and then you want to go back and you want to drill the technique again, and you want to address those points of failure, and you want to either minimize them or eliminate them completely. So if you're learning something, how do you minimize and identify the points of failure? Okay. When are people escaping this move? What is the point at which I'm losing this technique, I'm losing this transition, I'm losing this submission? So identify those points and then think, okay, how can I stop people from doing these things to escape and to counter what I'm trying to do? So it may just be a factor of timing. It may be a factor of you're not using enough pressure, you're not positioning yourself in such a way that it really isolates whatever you're trying to attack and you're giving your opponent room to maneuver. So these are all things that you can point to and workshop. And this is something that I do frequently with a lot of upper belts, is when we learn a new technique or when one of us shows everybody else a new technique, we workshop it. We try to identify points at which it's going to fail, and then we address it. Like, okay, this is how we can improve this entry because people are countering this way by moving the foot or whatever, and then we figure it out that way. So this is a continuous process, guys. Once you've identified those points of failures and you've fix them in terms of how you're drilling the technique on unresisting opponents, then you go back and you implement it in live rolling again. And you try to see if your methodology has worked and if you've fixed those points of failure. If you haven't, then you do the same process again. You workshop the technique again, you figure out another way where you can fix that point of failure, and then you go back and try it in live rolling. So this is the process. You have to constantly repeat it. Throughout your jiu-jitsu career, you'll have to repeat it. And the thing is, sometimes you'll find, okay, well, this technique has too many points of failures, there's too many counters, and it'll never work on a good guy who knows what they're doing. And you may have to discard it in favor of something that's higher percentage, right? So that's totally fine. That's a big process of jiu-jitsu. Something that the older teachers of jiu-jitsu always said is, like, when you're a purple belt, you'll know almost every technique that you will at black belt, but you'll have discarded a lot of them in favor of the techniques that are higher percentage, that are more likely to work. So, that's the process, guys. After you've initially, gotten your basics down and you figured things out and you kind of know what all the techniques are, you start drilling down and figuring out what series of techniques works best for you and which series of techniques is highest percentage for you. But you'll be repeating this process throughout jiu-jitsu, whether you're a beginner, whether you're a more advanced person, and I thought you might find it helpful to have it articulated so that you can systematize the way that you tackle your jiu-jitsu. So I hope you guys liked the video. If you did, make sure you like it and make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell. That way you guys are notified when we have new content out there. If you disagreed or if you want to expand on something that I said, please be sure to leave a comment. I hope you guys have a fantastic day.